Merry Christmas, Falcons fan. You already know what it is. You already know what to do. Of course, you know we always talk about Falcons football, and we got some Falcons football to talk about tonight, real quick. So let's get straight to it. Oh man, tough, 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 tough. One time for the fan. Chase, you good? You good over there?
Doing all right, bro. Yeah, we doing all right. How y'all doing?
One time for the fan. Of course, you know we're talking Falcons football right here, only on One Time for the Fan. Pop-up show tonight. Usually it's Sunday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. For those that's been here before. For those that's new, welcome. Unexpected show here on Saturday, Xmas Eve. So we call it the pop-up show. Chase, how you doing, brother? How's your holiday season going? How's everything going for you, sir?
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to the cat.
No, man, everything's been Christmas holiday's been going great. I feel like we got snubbed from a W. Been a lot better with a W just then. But yeah, we doing all right. Merry Christmas, everybody in the chat.
Merry Christmas to everybody in the chat. Merry Christmas to all the Falcon fans out there watching or listening wherever you are. Once again, this is just a quick pop-up show for the Falcons and Ravens post game. I did not go to Baltimore. I made the decision to not go late last night. And watching the game today, shout out to all the Falcon fans who made the trip. I know it was cold out there. Heard about the weather conditions and so forth. We talked to a lot of Falcon fans who was there, but shout out to you all who made the trip out to Baltimore. But Falcons end up losing, disappointing fashion, and now words that I'd never thought I'd ever say here on One Time for the Fan. But the Falcons are now eliminated from the playoff talks, courtesy of the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans.
Who would have thought at this point in the season we'd be sitting here saying we were the first NFC South team eliminated? Week 5 wasn't even looking that way. Week 8 wasn't looking that way. Just goes to show you how fast the NFL can change. You fall into a cold patch, fall into a hot patch at the right moment. You can be that team. Some of these teams have done it. If you look at the Lions today, they took a hard L, but if you look at the Lions the last few games, they've been really pushing it. It's all about when your team hits.
Team wasn't hitting much this season, apparently, Chase.
Not at all.
I still have my hopes that the Falcons can go out there and win the next 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
That would look good because they're home games at the Benz. I know the stadium won't be as packed as it normally is. But you have a lot to look at going forward, Chase. First of all, let's get straight to it, man. Falcons and Ravens, what the happened today? Was it the weather conditions? Is it just people want to say, hey, it's a rookie quarterback? Is it the second game? Are we just going off of, if Lamar Jackson was there, the Ravens could have lit us up even more. We had multiple chances to take the lead in this game, to do something. I mean, the offense, the play calling, the things to look at, Chase. But what happened from your opinion? What did you see today? I know we was watching the game. We was both chatting it up too as well. What did you see?
Well, just from the start, I saw a team that to me started slow again. That we've done every week. It seems like the past 5 weeks that we've took a L. You can't expect to start off fast or start off slow and decide to finish fast. You got to be a all 4 quarter team, man. I felt like we didn't do that today. Started off real sluggish. I will say defense started off really, really solid. I'll give defense from the all around grade. I'll give the defense a C+ today. No, they didn't play outstanding football, but they held you in it. They got you 3 stops, I believe it was, before you even put up 3 points on the goal. So offense has got to get clicking, man. There's a real problem going on at offense right now, and we've got to shake out of it.
Offense has to get clicking. I thought the offense was going to get clicking once we put Ritter in. That's what we wanted, right? Falcon fan is what we wanted, right? I will say this. Boy, Ritter's nice.
He is nice. He's going to be nice.
And I'm talking, that's my starting quarterback next year, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I posted it today on One Time for the Fan Facebook page. Case we talked about in the chat. That kid has something special.
Yeah.
And the Falcons better recognize it. Give him a chance to run an explosive type offense.
Mm-hmm.
I still see more of the Marietta. Who knows who our quarterback was before? I still see more of the Mariota style play from Ritter because he was behind. But I will say, if Mariota would have gave you more pocket passing, completion, more plays like that, it would have just gelled him in more. Everything was like RPO. Swing, move.
Yeah.
What you saw today, I must say, even in the second half, some of the throws that I seen from Ritter.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this kid got a little it factor.
He's got some zip behind that ball.
It's what you drafted him for. The run game is going to be there. I don't want you to end up like the Colts next season. Look how you did the Colts this year when we shipped off Matt, when it was like, well, Colts have a big offensive line, they're top 5 in rushing, and then this year they got out there and just wet the bed. I think this offense Falcons team can lean on something next season. Like, look, we got a dynamic, explosive, young running back, Tyler Algier. I do see now what you were talking about with CP's performance over the past few weeks. Some fans have raised the question, is he 100%? What's the situation? I saw a fan say it looked like preseason ball sometimes when CP was out there playing, the way he was moving around. I'm just saying, I'm good to see him come back next year. I'm good to have him, definitely help this offense and this team get better. But the numbers this season versus last year has definitely changed. I know the role has changed too as well, from him being more of a receiving back last year to now this year being more in the backfield. But he's still our fan favorite. He's still our guy. I still want him here for the rest of his career.
No doubt.
But as a Falcon fan, you look on the field, you got to look at everybody and start, questioning some things. That's what we do here on One Time for the Fan. But he's still a dynamic player. Still a great player too as well. But some people are starting to look at it like, what is going on out here? Remember we raised how you started the game with Caleb Huntley?
Yeah.
I believe a couple games ago. It's kind of weird. But then again, I don't know the decision-making that they're doing behind in the war room. Whatever they see, they run with it. And we'll talk about it here on the podcast. But same like for Troy Anderson, when he took the step forward to being the starter. People looked at Michael Walker's performance and said, well, how is Troy doing this? Well, look at the performance of your linebacker. But I will say today was a disappointing loss because we had some chances to go and take the lead and go and win this game. And I will say the referees did blow the bag on a lot of the game today. The referees did definitely blow the bag today. Watching some of that tape. I mean, the holding call, the one from Zacchaeus was just ridiculous. I believe they missed the face mask too as well on Tyler Algier when he went for the first down too as well, like the 3rd and short. Mm-hmm. They showed a replay on that. Tyler was just bowling through face mask. They don't call it.
And then Pruitt's catch, bro. Pruitt made that catch. That's a catch that we challenged. I don't care what they say.
Falcon fans, you have a lot to look at going forward. I know we are eliminated from the playoffs, but you got to have some type of hope going forward with this team in the future, because as Falcon fans, I think Zena said it, one of the fans in the show earlier, we don't want to do this in the hunt stuff all the time.
Yeah.
There are teams who hasn't seen. There are teams right now in the NFL who hasn't seen in the hunt in years.
Mm-hmm.
They just flat out just go win the division, or they're just at least damn near wild card where they ain't never seen in the hunt. We've been in that in the hunt race for about 3-4 years. And now we're going on the 5th year, I believe, consecutively of missing the playoffs. This shit has to change. I'm still die hard. I'm still Dirty Bird for life. You know I'm going to be here. They know they're going to see me at the game. They know they're going to see me at training camp. I'm still Dirty Bird for life.
Mm-hmm.
But Falcon fans, you got to agree. This shit has to change. Can't end up like the old Jets. Or like how the Bengals was before they got Joe Burrow. I don't want that.
Fuck no.
I want change out here in Atlanta. And it doesn't come from the head coach. I ain't talking about the head coach. Arthur Smith, I think, is doing a decent, damn good job as a head coach with a rebuilding roster, a rebuilding team, a new GM, quarterback changes. I think he's doing a great job. I think next year, with what you got coming forward, you got the money, you got the cap, the draft,
build.
I think the schedule. Looking at the schedule, I'm ready to go play Jacksonville in Jacksonville. I'm ready to go play Houston. Give a damn about them. So next season could be the over the hump year. Once again, we talked about this on the podcast last week, Chase. Either we're going to come into this podcast this week and talk about how the Falcons can go beat the Cardinals and what type of help we need to make the playoffs, or we're going to change the podcast focus to what's going to happen next season. Damn it, it's changed now to what's going to happen next season. Thanks to the Ravens. Oh, and thanks to the Panthers and the damn dirty-ass Aints, too, as well. And Chase, you said it when we opened the show. Who would have thought right now at this point where the Aints and the Panthers eliminated the Atlanta Falcons? Well, the Falcons eliminated the Atlanta Falcons. Exactly. But to get help on top of that, to get jumped, the Aints and the Panthers, the Aints and the Panthers jumped you. In the last couple of weeks of the season, the Aints and the Panthers caught you in that back alley and they jumped you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Straight up.
That Thursday night game not only meant a lot for standings, but it meant a lot, like a lot, more than what I think a lot of us realize. When you lost that Thursday night game against the Panthers, you kind of made your own destiny not to make the playoffs. That game, you really needed that game. You needed to sweep the Panthers. You needed the division wins. And I said at the beginning of the year, to make playoffs, you got to win division games, and it's something we lack hard this year.
I'm gonna hit your head even harder. You going to them division games? Let's go back to week 2.
Yeah,
down 25 points. I can't even go into a situation if that was Ritter. I can't go into that situation. I'm not doing that. I don't do that Back to the Future shit. Mariota puts you in a position to come back, be down 25 points. That 4th and 4, whatever the shit was. The Brian Edwards pass, and I think Pitts and London they had more of a chance to get the touchdown rather than that. That was a bad play. You played good up until that point. I remember sitting there in LA Stadium. I remember sitting there, and Rams fans looking at me like, "Fuck, they're gonna win this game. They're going to win this game." And I'm sitting there watching like, "We're about to win this game." We didn't win the game. The Bengals game. You were down big. You came back 17 unanswered. I think it was 28-17. You got to the 4th and 3 stop in the 3rd quarter. You could have scored on that possession and made it a close game. You didn't. Wet the bed from there. Bengals game was through. The Bucks game. You came back in the 4th quarter. The momentum shift from the Brady no call. Or the Grady call. I'm sorry. Whatever. I don't know. You know how it is. Another game. The Charger game. 17-17. I'm hurting you, Chase. Am I hurting you right now? 17-17. Who's the young man that grabbed the ball and ran it back and then fumbled?
Take one, Graham.
You can't just judge it off of that play. But still, it was a big play that changed the direction of the game. Not saying that was his fault, but those other plays that could have led up to you winning that game.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Carolina game. The guy that you cut years ago went crazy on you.
Yeah.
In the rain. The Washington game. So many. I'm going over these games where you're like, man, you could have won them. You could have won. It wasn't blowouts.
It just feels like, bro, it's the same. Like if you go back to last year, I know it's Tom Hoffman, but if you go back to last year, you were in a multiple games just like you were this year, to where you only lost by touchdown, field goals. And I just feel like every year I'm saying, okay, we're in these games, we're close to these games. Next year we take the hump. Next year we take the hump. I want to see that hump. You know what I'm saying? I want to see them take that hump.
What was our record? What was our record last year? Was it 7-9?
7 and something, I believe. Yeah.
Falcons eliminated from the playoffs with 2 games left to go. Last year, you was eliminated with 1 game left to go.
Yeah.
The only thing that's really your quarterback has changed. You got a rookie wide receiver. Pitts was injured this year. Didn't eat much as there too as well.
You think about it. After the day, you're probably looking at a top 5 draft pick.
You win the next 2 games, you're still gonna get top 15. That's something we got to go for, because the Falcons and Ravens game is over.
Mm-hmm.
Falcons lost. They are now eliminated. Some good things you saw from the game. Once again, Desmond Ridder, that's my quarterback for next year.
No doubt. 200-something
yards. As a Falcon fan,
start.
Put me in the room right now with Terry and them. I'll tell you right now, they say, who would you like to be? I say Desmond Ridder.
Mm-hmm.
And get me a different OC.
Yes.
The rags to riches story is over for me.
Yeah.
Some of the plays that I saw today, hell, I was waiting for the Felipe Franks play.
He was out there. He was lined up.
It's disappointing as a Falcon fan to come in here on this podcast and talk about the Falcons being eliminated. After all season, we rant and raving about hope, about the fight in the team. So now we're in a position to where it's like, hey, you know what? Just go win the next 2 games. Finish the season healthy. Hell, Chase, we got to start preparing for draft now.
Yeah.
And the offseason. What's the offseason move? I see people on Twitter posting the draft picks, who to go for, who to look at. And it's interesting going forward, Chase. And we ain't going to take up too much time tonight because it's Xmas Eve. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
To all you Falcon fans out there. Merry Christmas to everybody who's tuning in, watching. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. We just hit 250 subscribers. Thank y'all. That's what we were trying to do. We kept saying it. Can we hit 250 before the end of the year? And we did. So I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
But the fans are talking. What's going to happen in the offseason? Who are we bringing in? What free agents are out there? Now they're looking at the money. Now they're getting into the whole, the business side of what's about to happen.
Yeah, I still think it's defense, bro. If you really go down and look to it, I don't think you have to. You look at these last 3 games and define what you think we need to draft. If you go all the way back from week 1 to week, 16 now, 17 now, it's every game. It's pass rush. Pass rush. You had week 1, you had a solid pass rush. Week 2, and then you just go and follow that week. I think we had a total of 7 sacks on the league this year as a team. I know there's players that are in the NFL that are doubling that. So it's tough, and the stats don't lie. You got to get a pass rusher. You got to definitely brush up on some cornerback, some secondary. You can go receiver if you want, but definitely be a later round. I just don't see a quarterback either.
The cool thing about this is you're talking all this, what we have to go get and who we have to go get, who should go get, and guess what? We got the money.
Every bit of it.
To go play a little bit. If I get my deal, we got the money to goddamn give some plays. Got the money, goddamn play some Falcon football. It could happen.
Most of that.
We're going into training camp next year. You know I'm gonna be at Flowery Branch day 1. You know I'm gonna be there. You know I'm like 3rd in the line behind Eric and Joe.
We there.
Hell, I gotta find out how I'm gonna beat Chase there now. Now that Chase with the whole podcast team, Chase gonna be like, shit, I'm over there. Oh, hell no, I'm sorry. What the hell? Jeff Wolf was there at 2:00 in the morning. He beat everybody. Yeah. Took the damn picture and sent it to me. I remember he sent me a picture at 3 a.m. of him standing outside the gate, and I'm like, bro, I'm finna call the Falcons to let them know you standing outside the gate. Man, we got a lot to go over, man. We're going to keep this show short tonight because when we come back on Wednesday, we're going to rant and rave along this shit, man.
So much to rant about.
But real quick, before I get to Jeff Wolf, man, I want to say shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button. Falcons Nation, you know we talking Falcons football. We do it every Wednesday, every Sunday at 8 p.m. It's a little pop-up show tonight, little Xmas Eve special because the post game with the Ravens and the Falcons. Once I decided I wasn't gonna go to the game, I hit the chat up like, y'all want to do this post game show? Bodie was like, nah, he at work till Friday, so he can't get off. He working a 103-hour shift. Shout out to Bodie out there. It's cold, man. Bundle up. But yeah.
Blues recycling bins, greens for trash.
Sheesh. Want to give a big shout out to Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast. Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast, YouTube, Spotify. They're on Twitter too as well. We had a great sit down conversation the other day on their channel. It was me, Bodie, and then out of nowhere, pew, Big Country pops in, and out of nowhere, pew, Smitty pops in, Smitty Sports Machine, and I'm like, wait a minute, this done turned into a panel. Well, all we need is Arthur Blank out here. The shit done went crazy. So we're in there just talking, and it was supposed to be 30 minutes. Next, a whole hour and a half later, we're still talking. But Out of Your Falcon Mind, man, they are a podcast that is just super cool, bro. And we about to get them on our podcast too as well. Yeah. These guys are super cool, man. John and Mike. I'm talking about I done laughed so hard, man. Like, we're having a good time, man. That's what is good when we're talking Falcons football with a lot of these diehard Falcon fans. And we talked some Falcons, Ravens. We talked about the Rise Up tour. We talked about, Falcons. We talked about us, one time for the fans too as well. But once Big Country came in, I said, oh, shit is going crazy. Then he said, got another special guest. Then Spinny jumped there and said, oh, shit is going crazy. So, had a great time, man. But we do want to head to the chat because we have two more things to talk about before we get up out of here. Chase has to finish cooking. He has the apron on underneath the Cal Pitts jersey. Jeff Wolf, why in the hell you go for it on 4th down with a rookie QB on the road and bad weather? Damn, Jeff Wolf. Makes absolutely no sense. But to do it twice makes me question smart of the coaches. The 4th and 7 quarterback sneak?
Yeah. I don't know if it was a quarterback sneak design.
I'm just joking about it. It wasn't 4th and 7. But it was 4th and 2, 4th and 1. It was a long 4th and 1. But I saw people talking about it on Twitter and Facebook. Was that a quarterback sneak? Or did he fumble the ball? But it would look like it was a design quarterback damn sneak on 4th and 2, which I understand that the game is cold and the Ravens were going to keep the ball on the ground and all you had to do is stack the box and Huntley was going to do much early in the game. And we saw that. But then when Huntley took his shots and did his thing, he did his damn thing.
Yeah.
And that's what aches you up today. Because on them third downs, when they looked at it, it was like Ravens are like 4 for 6 on third and you're like 0 for 4. Oh, that shit hit me. I was like, Huntley? No way. Are we about to pay Lamar next year? Or are we about to pay Huntley? That jump hit me. I was like, I can't believe this. But I did question that call right there. And then I do question the not taking the field goal with 6 minutes left to go, knowing that they're going to run the ball. And you got the ball back. And then you kick the field goal. That was some damn quick shit.
That was tough. I don't know.
That was some damn quick shit. They lit me up. I get bloop, 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 bloop. My phone like the damn Apple commercial. Bloop, 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 bloop. What is going on? I said, hey, I don't coach the team. I don't know. I got the text from my home in the third quarter. Is it cold out there? I said, bro, I'm at the house. Chat going crazy. We love talking to the chat. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back on Wednesday. Chase will be here. Bodie will be here. Deshaun said, you can get with this or you can get with that. I think you'll get with this. For the Falcons is where it's at. The choice is yours. Get some. Hey, man, Deshaun, we're going to get you on the show in the offseason, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
We've got to get you on the show in the offseason. I need every fan pretty much in this chat on the show in the offseason because we're going to keep this offseason rolling. We're going to make some changes in 2023, but it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. We're always going to make sure we keep the content going. We got some special guests still coming to the show, too, as well. We're going to bring Miles back. Superstar Miles.
Superman.
Executive producer for Fox 5 Atlanta. Keeping it positive, Algier was a beast again. I like London's play.
Yeah. Other than that one play.
Shit.
You got to talk about it. It's 2 weeks on the project.
Because we're trying to make this a 30-minute show and we might go over a little bit. I don't want to do an hour. If Chase has an hour, I can understand if we want to do it, but this is not going to take up too much time. I understand he's a rookie. I understand he fumbled again. But you gotta At some point, you gotta work on ball security.
Yeah.
At some point in your career, you gotta say. Remember that movie, The Program with Omar Epps, when he was walking with the ball and everybody tried to slap the ball in his hand? It's like, that ball gets out your hand. I think they slapped the ball out of his hand in class. It was like fumble. And everybody went for the ball. You might have to start doing that one, Drake. You might have to start walking around everywhere. You see you in Atlanta in the club with the football. You be in that joker like this. You get a drink. I'm for real. That boy Marlon Humphrey went to, man, with a press charges, he punched me like that.
For real.
I mean, last week was like a boop. And then the Khalil Mack was like a come here, boy. But this one was like a straight up punch. And I said, oh, man, you can't do this, bro. I said, you can't do this. But you know what I thought about it? I'm a diehard Falcon fan who looks at it and says, all right.
Go get better.
Go get better. And you saw the rest of the game. Kid was eating.
Yeah, no doubt.
Kid was eating. And I'm one of them fans. I look at the positive things of it. Because if you know you're going to get eliminated and you know what's going to happen next season, bro, I'm a diehard fan. I've been through this shit a long time, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have to fake the funk. I've been through this a long time. I know with 4 minutes left to go and the Ravens get the ball and you're down 6-17 or whatever the score is, and you see the Aints and the Panthers winning, that the shit is over. You got to face the facts.
Yeah.
But on my diehards, I love for y'all hit me up and talking about what we doing next season. What we doing in the free agency? What we doing in the offseason? Who the free agents to look at? Hell, you got me doing my homework. I'm glad I'm off for the next couple weeks. You got me doing my homework now. Because we about to get out there. I done posted. Will Anderson and Jalen Carter is 2 people you need to be going ahead and looking at right now.
Most top of the list.
And if you ain't,
you're goofy.
Man. Chat going crazy too. And I love talking Falcons football. But once again, man, big shout out to everybody who's been a part of the successful one time for the fan. And big shout out to Out of Your Falcon Mind for having us on the show the other night, man. That was just a good time. Chase, you would have added straight to the mix, man.
Oh yeah, I watched a little bit of it. It was lit from a little bit I watched. Y'all was in there deep. Yeah, it was in there deep. I was surprised to see all the special guests. I was getting ready for damn Jesse Jackson to pop in. Like, y'all Falcon fans up in here too? One time for the fan, Ritter's continue to progress nicely. And that's one thing you have to look at going forward next year. He didn't have, for me, you had to win the game. But I didn't want the 90, 85-yard performance again in this level. Right. He was over that, I believe, before the first half was over with. So it's definitely a progress for Ritter to see him come out and throw 200-something yards with I think only 10 or 12 drop passes. Can't really ask for too much more out of a second start out of a rookie. I was pleased.
I'm watching it and I'm like, just get in rhythm.
Yeah, and he was.
Just get in rhythm. And I'm thinking about it like, Rags, give him the plays he needs. Arthur, you guys call the plays. Because don't forget, I'm not on the sideline. We don't get texts from the coaches and shit. You don't know what's going on out there. One person got the damn fucking paper like this the whole time in front of his mouth. So y'all be out here with these fortune teller jokes that y'all telling out here. Ain't none of y'all out there doing this.
Yeah.
But I will say that give Ritter what he needs. There's a reason why I was thinking like, is that Matt and Julio out there? Nah, that's Ritter in London. But the way he just kept going to London was like, man, y'all finna be a problem.
Yeah, that's about to be a connection for sure.
I just kept lighting up every time London called it and Ritter threw. I was like, boy, this shit about to get crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a patient person, man. I've been at my job for 20-something plus years. I'm a very patient person, and I'm good with it. I'm cool with seeing what's going to happen next season with this team.
Yeah. Any real Falcon fan is.
Then I'll start blaming the point fingers. But one time for the fan, we love talking Falcons football. Yeah. Okay, cool. One time for the fan, we love talking Falcons football. Jeff Wolf is still out here. Chat is going crazy. Oh, is StreamYarding right now? Oh, there it is. That'd be good. We officially out, no chance for playoffs. I don't care. We need to make a statement going into next year. Win these last 2 home games. I just said it in some chats that I'm in. Talked to some Falcon fans. You have to win the next 2 games to show respect to the team, respect to the fan base, and respect to yourselves. There's players out there fighting for them jobs. 1-year deal contract players on the line. You got some players out there who's fighting for the bag for other teams next year, wherever they go. You ain't finna sign everybody.
Yeah,
But
you
I
got to
must
think
say,
about it's about money. Not only next offseason, you got money the offseason after that. So, I mean, we got the money to bring in some players, bring in some talent. I think what you got building around Ritter is going to be something deadly, like you said, in the next year or two. There's no reason we can't get a chip.
I already said if I can win the championship before 27.
Yeah.
And I'm good. I'm years in to be ready for that. I'm going to be sitting first row, too. You best believe I'm going to be sitting first row, that shit. Greg Riley said we're just not playing well right now.
Very
You're
true,
right.
Ryan.
You are right. Here is your prize, Greg Riley. One time for the fan, I'm about to burn my draws. It's cold out there. It's cold out there, Kiara. It's cold out there. I done told you already. Put him in the oven. Just put him in the oven. Jeremiah Weems said, "Rise up, Merry Christmas." Merry Christmas. I was trying to come on here with my yak, sip up.
I know. Have a good old
dog. Lamar Jackson, who? Yeah, dog. Ritter, who? You know what I'm saying? I'm finna go up here and go crazy. But now I was like, nah, we finna drink some water. Big size, bro. This is embarrassing how we are first in the NFC team to be eliminated. I told you, Chase said it too as well. How you go from being in that position to being eliminated and then having the Falcons and the Aints and the Panthers do it to you.
Yeah.
Damn Lions, man. What the hell happened to y'all?
Them boys went to sleep.
I thought this was the second half of the season hype. What happened? And then the Browns at home in the damn snow. What the? If y'all finna pay for Watson,
Think about it. Watch whoever it is at the NFC South exit first round anyway.
You know they getting anybody from the NFC South getting smacked. First round exit. First day, smacked. Cowboys, Giants, Vikings. I don't care who it is. They're coming up in one of these NFC South teams out. They finna smack them. Mm-hmm. And I tell you the honest truth, if it's the Aints, I'd love it to be the damn Vikings again. Cause they hate them. Remember at the game at Chase when they did at New Orleans when they did the us versus them on their screen and stuff, and they're showing other performances from other teams against us, and then they show them winning the championship. I'm like, how y'all? I said most of y'all not even Vikings. I said what? I said don't let me get started with this Viking Ram stuff up in here. That's why y'all got that big ass sign of Goodell off the side of y'all highway with the clown nose. I like what I see from Ritter though, but I'm also sorry for folks. Arthur Smith play calling us suspect, especially situational. Offensive stale, they keep shooting themselves in the foot. We talked about it. You don't go at the Arthur Smith. You go at the rags. You get a new OC in here. You get a new OC in here. You get an OC who's gonna look at Ritter and say, "Oh, I'm gonna let this kid shine with his arm. I'm gonna let this kid eat for those 200-300-yard games." When I saw Ritter hit the 200, I was hyped. I said, "Yo, 200 yards for Ritter, passing the ball, not with the slick stuff. I'm talking about Ritter was out there,
spreading it around."
And I sat there and I said, "We got us a quarterback. We got us a quarterback." I understand he lost the game. I understand he's 0-2, but Falcons fans, I said it last week. This isn't week 15 for Ritter. It's like week 2 for him. And then we went to the sideline. Has anybody seen Logan Whiteside? Usually they show the backup holding the book or doing something. At least, you go over there and you have somebody to look at. I saw Ritter too many times when I've been to them games and Mariota come to the sideline. There go Ritter right there. He's over there listening. He's in the huddle. He's listening to Mariota. He's talking to Mariota. Who is Ritter going over there talking to otherwise than Smith? You got to have another quarterback there too as well to coach the young lad. As Country would say, the young Thundercat. The kid got some skill, man. Next year, let him shine. Give him some more weapons and let him shine.
Got to. You got to get him a true receiver too as well. Give him somebody else to swing to other than just Drake and Zeke. I will say with Pitts, that'll That'll adjust a lot.
If you see the separation from Drake London with Ritter trying to target him, just wait till you see Pitts out there with him.
Yeah.
And give CP a more receiving role going forward, too, as well. Because I think CP could have ate a lot in the receiving role. Then you go back to the beginning of the year, you listen to Arthur Smith in the training camp saying, oh, CP has his workout. He knows what's going on this year.
Yeah,
and you look at the production.
Like we mentioned, he's had a bye week or like a off day every week for the past 4 weeks now.
I love how they're doing them with the conditioning because he's going to be a guy that's going to be explosive. Maybe the plan is, hey, look, we need you to do this so that way next season we can bounce back and go 100% full strength. We don't know if he's full. I don't know if he's 100%. People will question if he's 100%. They look at the performance, the elusiveness, the cuts. It's a little bit different, CP, after that injury since he came back. He's still explosive. He's still that guy. Yeah. But people are questioning, like, okay, well, I know you want to give more of Algier because he's tearing it up right now. But CP's still the star. Just want to see more. That's all. People's going to talk about it. You're going to go to the stat sheet and look at Ritter, look at Algier. You're going to look at London. Who's going to look at CP?
You want CP to be. You definitely want CP on the roster.
That's it. He's good. CP's good. I'm glad to see him come back next year. I'm glad to see what the future is going to hold with Pitts and London and Marvin Harrison Jr. Something definitely going on with CP. He doesn't look as explosive. He doesn't even celebrate the same. I still want him here. Defenses still have to account for him. That is true. Jeff Will said Ritter will get control of the offense. Definitely exited going into next year. Oh, you said excited? That's true. Rest was very bad. Drake Shoe statement up in here. Said, what's good, fellas? What's good, Dan?
What's good, Dan? Oh, dancing Dan.
Sheesh. Vincent, oh, there he is. Boy. Vincent, you want a Ritter in? How's his performance so far? Joey Santier needs to draft a quarterback. Joey, I believe I met you in Washington a couple years ago. We took that picture with the Falcon flag outside the stadium. Need to draft a quarterback? We're going to talk about that on Wednesday. I ain't going to hold up this. I can't do it. What is drafting the quarterback going to do, though?
That's a long conversation there, Joey, that we could both talk about. I could give you pros of drafting quarterback and cons. I feel like the cons
overweigh out the pros.
Yeah.
I can give it to you right. You want I mean, this is just my opinion. You want a veteran quarterback behind Ritter. Somebody, I know the veteran quarterback list is kind of tight looking at who's coming out to free agency. Not too many big, splashy, fancy names, but how much is Ritter making again? Less than
4 years.
How much is he making again? And he's throwing in his second game in the NFL, he's throwing 200 plus yards and once again trying to lead a team to go win some games. You go out there and beat the Cardinals and the Bucks and you throw for another 250, 275, 300. The Cardinals, you should be able to light up for 250 more. And that's what's going to be your shine. You still haven't had that. He didn't get a passing touchdown today.
No.
You're going to go crazy against the Cardinals next week. You're going to have fans excited. You beat the Bucks. You beat Brady. You're really going to have fans excited. That goes into next year. I don't see the 4-game quarterback thing here with Atlanta with Ritter. And then next year, they get started all over, bringing in a new guy. I don't see it. I don't see it. I see 2024. If Ritter doesn't pan out, then you go do it.
Yeah.
But I don't see it next year.
I agree.
Don't get caught up in the media hype with this is a quarterback-friendly draft. Every year is a quarterback-friendly draft. Every year is a something draft. There's fucking 300-some players coming out. Damn, I tried to not use the F-bomb, but I had to. One time for the fan, shout out to Joey. Matthew Bassett, what's up, man? What's good? Pamela Johnson's up in here. She said, hello, fellas. Hello, Pamela. Got Philip Sapp. Said, what's good? Tough loss today. We're going to get back.
Shout out to my boy. Happy birthday, Philip. Shout out.
Happy birthday, Philip.
Big 2-1.
I don't want dominant center at all, though. Something you got to talk about going forward. The off-season talk is coming up here on One Time for the Fan, and we get exclusive with it. So we're going to do the best we can. Where's Bodie? Bodie's still at work.
He's trimming the yard right now. He's still out by the ditch.
Hey, tell Bodie when he's done, there's still a little bit of sunlight left. You can come do in the front yard over here. Justin Newman, what's good, bro?
What's
Justin
good,
Newman,
Justin?
is that
We're on the East Coast.
Asia behind you? Bad snap. Oh, there goes Bodie. Fire the OC. Also, Chase Cravey. Don't adjust my seat when you valet my car. Gosh.
Shit.
Bodie's in the chat. London definitely needs to work on ball security. Is that the 4th time this year?
3 for sure that I know of. Saints,
Chat going
this
crazy.
game and Chargers game.
Chat going crazy. We're going to use the next couple minutes when we get off of the stream to talk about what's going on with the Falcons. I see everybody going crazy in the chat. Chase, just your thoughts real quick. Desmond Ridder, before you get up out of here, before we go ahead and end the show.
Yeah, man, I'm backing the rookie, dog. The rookie, I feel like he came out. He's done what's been gave to him to do the best as he can. Last week was a big start for Ridder, just to be against the NFC South division opponent, to be against that type of a defense, to even come in at his second start and face a defense like the Ravens. The Ravens has always had a stout defense. Some of their key players like Campbell was out, but they still got a good secondary, huh? We've just seen that today. Passed for over 200-something yards today. Rushing game was still good. You let on the rushing game a little bit to give some pressure relief off of your rookie quarterback. So I think Smith and them was trying to figure out how to run things with Ridder, find that identity with Ridder. You find that identity with another quarterback. You're trying to settle that identity in with that rookie now. So, like I said, I'll give Ridder a B minus for today's shot that he did today. He did really good from what I seen.
Falcon fans, one time for the fan. We was talking Falcons football. We always got a lot to talk about here. Sunday and Wednesdays we do our shows at 8 p.m. But we're doing a little pop-up show here tonight. We'll be back on Wednesday. Chase, I know you got a dip. So any shout-outs for man before you get up out of here?
Yeah, bro. Shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody that checked in with us today on Xmas Eve. Y'all could be doing so much more, but we appreciate y'all tuning in. Shout out to the Falcon players. Falcon players been on this roster this year for giving it all they had. We fought to the very 2 games to the end of the season to get a playoff spot. I still love my team. I'm gonna wear the ATL on my chest until I die. So that's about all I got, man. Shout out you, Jack. Shout out Bodie. Shout out Boo Man. Y'all boys have a Merry Christmas. Same for the chat. Appreciate y'all.
Rise up, Chase. I know you got some stuff to do, so I'll go ahead and let you get out of here. I'll end up the show. I'll finish it up.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
We'll see you back on Wednesday or whenever you can, brother.
No doubt. Rise up.
Falcon fans, I'm go ahead and end this show up for y'all, man, because it's a Christmas special. Christmas Eve. Want everybody to have a good time. I know y'all drinking. I know y'all probably, or if you are drinking, drink responsibly. I know y'all eating good, enjoying yourselves with your friends, your family, wherever you're at. Just stay safe, stay warm. Tell somebody you love them so that way you can inspire some change out here in this world. But of course, the Falcons disappointing so far this season with the situation of not making the playoffs, not getting over the hump. You had some chances this year where you was at 500. You could have got your first positive record in 4 years. You had it. You was there. I think you was at 3-3, and then you was at 4-4 or something like that. 2-2 or something. You know how it was earlier this season, man. It's too much to go back over, but the Falcons did have those chances to break that 500 barrier and get over it. People will question if Ridder should have came in earlier this year. People will question what is going on with the play calling. I'm just going to say, as a diehard Falcon fan, just have hope for next year. Because at this point right now, like Jeff Wolf and some of the fans said, you go and win the next 2 games, you feel a little bit better about going into next year. I understand the playoff hopes is over, but these are players. You understand? These ain't robots. They got to go out there and they got to fight the next week and the week after for their job. A lot of people trying to get that bag, the contract. You know what's going on with some of these 1-year deals. Who's going to be staying? Who's going to be going? We're going to cover that here on One Time for the Fan. And we're going to cover that here on One Time for the Fan. We're going to cover the draft too as well. We ain't going to do no draft show because last time that shit was 3.5 hours, 4.5 hours, and then 5 hours on day 3. We ain't finna do no draft show. But we're going to talk a lot over the next couple of weeks about what the Falcons need to do in the offseason. Any news that breaks, we're going to cover it. Anything that happens with the Falcons, we're going to cover it because we are diehard Atlanta Falcon fans. Wednesday show will be back. We'll talk more on Desmond Ridder. We'll talk more on Drake London. We'll talk more on the future of the Falcons because if you look at it, just look at it, Falcon fans. QB1, rookie quarterback Desmond Ridder. Wide receiver 1, rookie wide receiver Drake London. Running back 1, rookie running back Tyler Algier. Just imagine those 3 going forward next year. You've seen what Drake can do. You've seen what Algier can do. That's why you're going to have Ridder next year. I don't want to crush the dreams and the hopes of the people who want a quarterback with the number 4 through 15th pick, whoever knows. But you have more problems than a quarterback to address right now, especially when you have a guy who I think he's 3rd in the college football with most FBS wins, I believe. Can't just let him go after 4 games. And you can't go draft. First of all, your first round draft pick needs to be on the field week 1. And if it's the backup quarterback, I don't want to go into next year with this quarterback battle. Should be Ridder. You get it out the way early, so that way you know going forward there's no backup to even worry about. Go get a veteran, pay him some cheap money, let him come out there and do the play calling, help out Ridder. He's got to be experienced too as well, because if Ridder goes down or something happens, he has to go in there and execute. But I don't see us drafting the quarterback. We're going to talk about that on One Time for the Fan going forward. We have a lot to go over here on One Time for the Fan. I just love talking with the Falcons fans. This is a quick pop-up show. Merry Christmas to everybody. We will be back Wednesday talking Falcons football. We'll talk some draft. We'll talk some players. We'll talk some free agents. And let's get ready to move forward, because this year seems to be in the bag now. So One Time for the Fan. We'll be back on Wednesday. Let's go beat the Cardinals. Ridder, Falcons family, Falcons friends who's out there at the game, organization, y'all make it back home safe. And let's do what we got to do to strive to be better. You know what I'm saying? It's all about being successful here in Atlanta when it comes to this team and the organization. And I think you're going to get over that hump next year. All right. I got a lot to go over. Bodie has a lot to go over. Chase has a lot to go over. And I'm sure the Falcon fans in this chat have a lot to go over. But enjoy y'all holidays. Don't let the Falcon loss get y'all down. Enjoy your holidays. Y'all have a good time. I'm about to go play some Madden. I'm about to go play some FIFA. I'm about to go do some family stuff. Chill out. Maybe go cook. I don't know. Definitely about to go drink. But One Time for the Fan. One time for Bodie. One time for Chase. One time for everybody in the chat. Rise up, man. We all we got. See y'all on Wednesday. Oh, yeah. Got you. Check out.